Hi, it's Jen, and I am here to share a couple of exercises you can do with resistance bands for your lower body. So the other day I shared some upper body options, and today we're going to do lower body. So I'm mostly going to be using the extra heavy black band today. If you get a set of bands, they will come with a couple of different resistances, for lack of a better word. This red one here is just the heavy one, so this will have a little bit less resistance than the black band. Choose whatever your level is and whatever works best for you, and feel free to play around with it a little bit. So, first thing we're going to do is for these, we're going to call them donkey kicks, but standing up. It's going to help work your butt, and pretty much everything we're going to do here is going to work all the back side and our legs. So for this one, I put it just above my ankles. And if it makes you feel more comfortable to hold on to something while you're doing it, just to help make sure that you're stable while you're going, that's a great idea. But through everything, you want to keep your shoulders down and back, and nice, strong, and tight core. So you're just going to very simply lift your leg behind you. Keep a slight bend in that front knee here. And just kick your leg back. So you'll start to feel it squeezing in your glutes. And I would recommend doing each one of these exercises, if you're doing a single leg, doing it for about 1 minute and then switching, or until you feel like you can't do anymore and then switching. Or, by all means, if you want to count it out and do 10 on each side and then do another rep, that's a great idea too. But please, make sure you do the same amount on each side, otherwise you're going to have one big, huge, strong butt cheek and one little wimpy butt cheek. So I'm switching right now. Again, keeping my core nice and tight, and kicking back behind me. Slight bend in my stationary knee, and breathing through it. There we go. Okay. So, one of the next ones that we're going to do, we're going to use the same band, and some exercises you might want to switch between the different bands, just depending on where you're at. I'm going to use the same one. This time we're going to put it just above our knees. So I'm going to hold on to something so I don't fall over. Okay. And this one, we're just going to kind of have our feet a little bit more than hip distance apart and bring it down to a squat. Nice, flat back, and keeping that core nice and tight, and we're just simply going to walk back and forth. And the great thing about this one is you're working both sides, because now we're here, we're going to start walking back. And just make sure that you're keeping that core nice and tight the whole time, and your back nice and flat. That nice, like a ski slope, we'll call it, on your back. Why people are skiing on your back, I don't know. It's just a good visual. And this one you can do 2 minutes total, going back and forth. If that feels like it's too much for you, you can simply just do a squat. And this band's going to help make sure that you're putting the resistance out so you don't have your knees fall in, because if you can't keep the band up, you're not going to be doing the right work. Go. If you get crazy and you want to do this with a weight, you can hold the weight really close to your chest like this, bring it down just to give a little extra resistance, or like this, like a goblet squat. So you have a couple of variations with that one. Okay. Now, here's another one that I was going to show you. If you're at a gym or if you have a Bosu ball, these are great for a little bit of extra throwing in an element of instability. I definitely recommend having something to grab on when you come up to stand on this. Otherwise, you could hurt yourself. But you have to really work hard to dig your heels in and keep your balance as you come down. And if you master this side, take your time, nice and slow. I think it's easier if you go slower because when you go fast, it throws your balance off a little bit more. But let's say you master this side, you can flip it over, and this is where you really need to hold on to something to get up. And now, try not to bash your face off of what you just used to hold yourself stable to get up, and do your squats here. And again, keeping that core nice and tight is going to be what helps you through all of this. Okay. Carefully hop off. Now, you may notice I'm not quite doing that butt to ground motion that you'll hear quite often in much less nice terms. I have a lot of knee problems, so I don't like to go down too far. So again, it's your exercise, make it what works best for you. Okay, so that's that one. Next, I'm going to toss a mat down and do some bridges. And this is also one that you can have a couple of different variations for. So, put your mat down and go ahead and lay down on your back. We're going to put the band again above our knees, right there, and lay all the way down. I feel it's best to have your hands just like this. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your butt, yeah, like that. And then you're simply going to be pressing up, pushing your pelvis up to the ceiling. Keeping that core nice and tight and squeezing the glutes when you're all the way raised up. So again, I would do this for 2 minutes, remembering to go nice and slow. And when you're ready to graduate from this, you can, so that's the movement. You could, if you're not ready, you can just hold it. And just hold it, squeezing your glutes, keeping your core tight, and pressing up as high as you can. So that would be a step below the variation that I just showed you. A step above would be single leg. So you can just choose to press your hips all the way up to the ceiling as high as you can, squeezing your glutes, and hold one leg out. Or pressing that heel into the floor, do little raises. And if you're going to do single leg, I would recommend doing a minute on each side, nice and slow, or counting out reps of 10. Pressing that heel into the floor, raising up as high as you can. And again, you can also just hold it. So those are variations of bridges. So again, that's going to help work your butt and the whole back side of your legs. This is going to help work the outer thigh here. And this is going to be kind of a little extra special because with some of them you're getting ab work as well. I'm going to put this back right where it was, right where I took it off of, just above my knees here. You're going to be holding a side plank. So that is going to get some nice core work in. And I'm just going to do a low one here. And you're simply going to be lifting your leg. So this is going to work on your glutes, your hips, your outer thighs. Again, with everything, keep that core sucked in real tight, like you're trying to squeeze your belly button into your spine. There you go. Did the right leg, now we're gonna do the left leg. Just get the band back into position. Come on up to your plank, and then just raise your left leg. Remembering to keep your core nice and tight, squeezing that belly button into your spine, and please breathe through the whole thing. Okay, there you go. And I'm going to show you one more today. This one is going to be a deadlift with the band. So you're just gonna put your foot through and hold on to it, same side. Kick your other leg out, and you're just going to bend over, slight bend in the knee, and back up. As high as you can. And bending down. You want to keep your gaze tracking about 3 feet in front of your foot. So you don't want to have your head directly down. You want to keep your head and neck at a nice neutral position. And you don't want to, I was kind of bending to the side, you don't want to bend to the side. Again, keeping that core nice and tight and keeping your body, all kind of on the same plane. Switch. Same leg, same hand. Okay, starting from the top and bending down. Slight bend in the knee. Pressing back up. Keeping the core tight and breathing through it. And remembering keeping that gaze about 3 feet in front of your foot. Again, that nice flat back. And there we go. Hope you have fun going through this little set of exercises. And if you'd like to see more of this, go ahead and subscribe and let me know how they work for you. Hope you have a great day.